Hey guys, so in this video, we're going to create the controller, but before we begin, I actually forgot to create something in our last video. So if we just run the program, I forgot to add what your current targets are. So while a password is being cracked, or a file is being cracked, it should show the user the current target, so the name of that file. So we're just going to create a frame for that now. So let's go to our text box widget. Let's go here and let's include that. So frame underscore current underscore target is equal to tk dot label frame parent, and text is going to equal current target. So that can be a file or a folder. And then frame underscore current target dot place rel y equals 0.05, rel x equals 0.5, height equals 50, and width equals 500. Okay, and then we're just going to put a label inside there, and this label is what's going to display the current target. Label current underscore target equals tk dot label, apologies, label. The frame is, the parent frame is going to be the current target one here. And for the text, we're just going to put text is equal to, it's just blank, so there's no target, that's the default. And then self dot label underscore current underscore target dot pack, and we're just going to pack it to the left, equals. Okay, so let's save and then let's run. Okay, cool. So here's our current target, and then this is displaying the name of that file. Okay, so let's save that. And now what we're going to do, we're just going to create our controller, and then I'm going to give you an explanation on this. Okay, so let's go to here, wordsmith, new, Python file, and we're going to call this controller. So in a way, what I'm going to be implementing is part of the MVC design pattern. So what MVC stands for is model, view, and controller. And basically it's a separation of concerns. So effectively looking at this image as an example, your view, which is the user interface, the user interacts with this view, and then say the user clicks on a button, and then the button will send this action to the controller. And the controller is effectively your bridge between the view and the model. And the model, for example, would be like your database. And then the controller would say to the model, like, model, the user has entered this action and you need to input it. So like, let's give an example. It's like the user has a shopping basket. You're on the website. You add the item to the shopping basket. So now the view is going to send it to the controller, like, hey, the user wants to add something to their basket. The controller's like, okay, fine, I'll handle it. And then the controller is going to say to the model, hey, model, can you add this to the database? It's an item in the user's shopping basket that they want to add. Then the model will do that. Then the model will tell the controller that it's been done. And then the controller will tell the view to update, so that the view will then update and show the user that this item has been added to your basket. So as you can see, the separation of concerns. All of the business logic, like adding to the database, any calculations will be done in the model. The controller is a mediator between the view and the model. And the view, in layman terms, the view just updates the user interface that the user sees. So this is one image, and here's going to be another image. So you can see the user, the user interface. The user interface then goes to the controller or the view, and then the controller goes to the model. And through the controller, does the model indirectly impact the view? So the model display, but it happens through the controller. So there should be like an arrow going back here and then forward. And then this is the view. So our project, it doesn't involve a database, so it's going to be slightly different. We're going to have, in a sense, like a view controller in a way, and that's going to update the view directly with like the script that we're going to run. So we're going to get to that in another video. But let's create our controller. Go a few spaces down. Let's do class controller. It's going to inherit from object. The reason for this is more the Pythonic way of doing it. It's just inheritance from a plain object. It doesn't actually necessarily mean anything. You could even leave this blank, but it's just Pythonic to have object. And what we're going to do is then define underscore init underscore self, and then we're going to take an instance of the view from this controller. Super self.view equals view. So this is going to be an instance of the view. And if the view has any methods, which we're going to add in the next video, then the controller is going to be able to update that. So the controller shouldn't directly change any of these, anything on the view. It should tell the view what to update, and the view will handle it itself. So that way there's no logic in the view. All the view does is it takes the user's actions and sends it to the controller, and the only thing the view will do is just update itself based on those actions. So as you can see, like the user clicks on the button to add an item, all the view is going to do is just update itself, and that's all. So it's very simple in those terms. So we know that anything to update a view is going to come from the view class. So that's separation of concerns, because all of our logic on the view itself, the user interface, is inside the views. So in the next video, I'm just going to finish off including the rest of those methods.